Our universe. Good day to everyone. Let's go to the fifth lesson in social studies, and it's titled Our Universe. Now, what does that mean? Our universe, it is the sun with the solar planets and the stars, the meteors, the asteroids comprising the universe is known as our universe. Now, stars in the group from constellations, and you know the sun is the greatest star, and sun emits heat and light. The earth we live in is one of the 8 planets, and there is life only on earth because of water and air. So let's get on to the lesson on page 182. Fill in the blanks. The sun, the 8 planets and their moons form the solar system. So you know the moons, we have one. Jupiter has moon, Saturn has rings, and the planet very closest, nearest to the sun is Mercury, the hottest planet. Number 2, day and night is caused by rotation of the earth, that is once every 24 hours. 3, seasons are caused by revolution of the earth, that is taking place once in 365 and 1/4 day. So revolution causes seasons and day and night is caused by rotation. These are the 2 movements of the earth. The sun, moon and stars are objects you see in the sky. You see the sun during daytime and the moon and stars on a clear night sky. Apart from these, there are other heavenly bodies called planets. The sun, moon and stars are objects you see in the sky. You see the sun during daytime and the moon and stars on a clear night sky. Apart from these, there are other heavenly bodies called planets. So other than planets, you have the meteors or meteorites and the asteroids. These are not discussed in this chapter, but as you go into the higher classes, you will learn about the meteorites and asteroids. Now coming to the stars. Stars are hot glowing balls of fire. They produce heat and light all the time. They are actually very big but appear very small because they are very far away from us. Now when you look at a sky at night, you will find the twinkling stars. Now you think they are only so small, they are so tiny, but that's not so. They are huge ones, but they appear so small to us because they are miles and miles away from us. The sun is also a star. It appears bigger than the other stars because it is the closest star to the earth. Stars are hot glowing balls of fire. They produce heat and light all the time. They are actually very big but appear very small because they are very far away from us. The sun is also a star. It appears bigger than the other stars because it is the closest star to the earth. Now we see the sun, and when we compare it to the stars that we see at night, the sun appears bigger than the stars at night. Now that is because the sun is the closest star to the earth. So that is why we see the sun bigger than the other stars that are in the sky at night. Next heading, planets and moons. As I told you, you have the 8 planets and the moons, and there's a very easy way to remember the names of these planets in a systematic order, starting from the distance nearest to the sun. Now you just have to remember this. My very educated mother just served us noodles. This is there in the textbook at the bottom. My very educated mother just served us noodles. Now my stands for Mercury, very stands for Venus, educated stands for Earth, mother stands for Mars, just stands for Jupiter, served stands for Saturn, us stands for Uranus, and noodles stands for Neptune. So if you remember just the sentence, you will remember that the first letter of each word stands for the name of the planet in the order closest in distance to the sun. Planets are heavenly bodies that do not have light of their own. So now you know that the earth also does not have the light of its own, but reflects the light of the sun. They reflect the light of the sun. There are 8 planets that revolve around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. Now these planets, they go around the sun, but each one has a particular path. They cannot go right, left, upside down, all that. They have to revolve in a path that is assigned to each of them, and that path is known as the orbit, O-R-B-I-T. Most of the planets have moons that revolve around them. The earth also has one. The moons also do not have light of their own. They shine because of the light from the sun. Moons are also called satellites. Planets are heavenly bodies that do not have light of their own. They reflect the light of the sun. There are 8 planets that revolve around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. Most of the planets have moons that revolve around them. The moons also do not have light of their own. They shine because of the light from the sun. Moons are also called satellites. Now coming to the solar system. The earth, all the other planets and the sun together form the solar system.
Arjun, it's bedtime. You should sleep now.
Mom, first tell me a story.
Okay. Today I will tell you the story of the sun and its family.
Sun has a family?
Yes, sun has a very large family. This family is called solar system.
Wow, that will be interesting.
Sure, my son. Let us start with the head of the family, the sun. The sun is in the center of the solar system. It gives us heat and light. There are 8 planets revolving around the sun. These are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. In addition, Moon and several other natural bodies also revolve around the sun. Out of the 8 planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are closer to the sun. So they are called inner planets. Whereas Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are very far away from the sun. So they are called the outer planets. Arjun, the inner planets of the solar system are made up of hard rock. Let me tell you about these planets one by one. The planet closest to the sun is Mercury. It moves very fast around the sun. The planet next to Mercury is Venus. Venus is the closest planet to the Earth. It is almost of the same size as that of Earth. You can see Venus soon after sunset and at dawn. Venus is also known as evening star, as it shines like a star. Next planet is the Earth. It is the only planet of the solar system where life exists. When seen from the space, the Earth appears blue, as 3/4 part of it is covered with water. And only 1/4 part is the land that we live on. The planet next to the Earth is the Mars. Mars is called the red planet, as it appears slightly reddish in color. Now, let me tell you about the outer planets. Outer planets of the solar system are made up of gases. They are also known as gas giants. The planet next to the Mars is the Jupiter. It is the largest planet of the solar system. It is so large that all the other planets in the solar system could fit inside it. Next planet is the Saturn. You know, Arjun? Saturn has rings around it. It is made of ice and dust around it.
Mom, what comes after Saturn?
The planet next to Saturn is the Uranus. It appears bluish-green in color as it is made of blue-colored gas. And the last is the Neptune. It is the coldest planet of the solar system. It appears almost same as Uranus. Apart from these 8 planets, our solar system also has 2 very small or dwarf planets. These are Pluto and Eris. These are very cold planets and they are very far away from the Sun.
Wow, Mom. It was so interesting to learn about the sun and its family.
Now go to sleep. Good night.
Good night, Mom.
The Sun, the 8 planets and their moons form the solar system. The 8 planets in the order of their increasing distance from the Sun are. So this order is how far they are from the Sun or how close they are to the Sun. First is Mercury. It is the hottest planet because it is very close to the Sun. Followed by Venus, Earth, that is our planet, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Neptune is a planet that is very far from the Sun, the farthest from the Sun, and so it is the coldest one too. Now let me also go on to tell you that so far life has been detected only on Earth because Earth is the only planet that has air and water. No other planet claims to have air and water, and so till now we haven't detected life in the other or on the other planets. Now the moon also, a satellite of the Earth, has no air and water. Now because of that there is no life on moon, and the surface of the moon is very uneven, having a lot of ups and downs and huge craters on the surface of the moon. We have the correct image taken from the moon by 3 astronauts who had gone up to space, that is Neil Armstrong, Collins and Aldrin. Next page, page 184. Now here you have a table with some interesting facts about the planets. The first one, Mercury. It is very hot during the day and very cold at night. Venus. It is the brightest and the hottest planet. It is also called the morning star or evening star as it appears at dawn and dusk. Now early morning you can see this planet Venus, and just before it gets dark, that period of time is known as dusk, you can see it. So it is known as the morning star or evening star. Then you have Earth. Life is known to exist only on the planet Earth because of air, water and the right temperature too. That is also one factor responsible for man to exist on Earth. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Mars. It is also called the red planet because it is red in color. Jupiter. It is the largest planet in the solar system. Sun, it is the second largest Saturn, it is the second largest planet and has rings around it. If you can see the picture on page 183, you will see Saturn with rings around. So that's a planet with rings around it. Uranus, it is the third largest planet of the solar system, and Neptune, it is the farthest planet and appears bluish in color. So one planet is red, that is Mars, and one planet that is very far from the Sun, the farthest, is bluish in color, and that is Neptune. Next heading is about the Earth. The Earth is the third planet in the solar system. Much of the Earth is covered with water. It appears blue when seen from space. So when you look from space right down, you will see that the Earth appears blue. That is why it is also called the blue planet. The Earth has one moon. The Earth is the third planet in the solar system. Much of the Earth is covered with water. It appears blue when seen from space. That is why it is also called the blue planet. The Earth has one moon. So we have the red planet, that is Mars. We have the blue planet, that is Earth, and then we have the Neptune also appearing bluish in color but very far from the Sun. So these 3 planets have some special characters attached to them. Now coming to the movements of the earth. As I told you, the earth has two movements. One is rotation and one is revolution. You have learned in 3rd standard about this. Now rotation is when the earth moves on its own axis once in 24 hours, causing day and night. Now the part that faces the sun has day and the part opposite, not facing the sun, has night. So rotation of the earth on its own axis causes day and night. Now the next one is a revolution. That is the earth going around the sun in 365 and 1/4 days, causing seasons. So these are the two important movements of the earth. One, rotation, causes day and night, and other, revolution, causing seasons. Now let's go on to the movements of the earth on page 184. The earth spins like a top on its axis. The axis is tilted at an angle. Now the axis is not straight. The axis of the earth is not straight, it is tilted. And the earth moves around on this particular axis. That is called rotation, causing day and night. The movement of the earth about its axis is called rotation. Rotation of the earth causes day and night. It takes 24 hours for the earth to complete one rotation. The earth spins like a top on its axis. The axis is tilted at an angle. The movement of the earth about its axis is called rotation. Rotation of the earth causes day and night. It takes 24 hours for the earth to complete one rotation. So right now we are having a daytime here, evening. Other part of the world it is night. And when we have night, the other part of the world has day. The earth rotates from west to east. That is why the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. So it is because of the rotation of the earth, we see the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Since the earth is spherical in shape, I told you the earth is not a perfect round, it is a geoid, or it's somewhat spherical. That means the tops are a bit flattened, the middle is a bulging part. Since the earth is spherical in shape, only a part of it receives sunlight. This part has day, and the part that does not receive sunlight has night. You can see the diagram there very clearly showing you how day and night is caused and how the axis of the earth is tilted. As the earth rotates, the lighted part moves away from the sun and has night. The dark part comes to face the sun and has day. The earth rotates from west to east. That is why the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. So since the earth is spherical in shape, only a part of it receives sunlight. This part has day, and the part that does not receive sunlight has night. As the earth rotates, the lighted part moves away from the sun and has night. The dark part comes to face the sun and has day. Now this experiment can be done at home if you have a globe. Keep a source of light here or a bulb, and then keep a globe here. Then when the light is on, you will find this part of the globe is lighted, that is having day. Then slowly when you turn the globe right round, and slowly you come to that part which is having night, comes getting the light and comes to day. So in this way, if you can do this at home, you will very understand what rotation is about. Now with this I stop here the first part of the lesson. We will continue the second part in the next class. Thank you.